going on? Welcome back to another episode of Guitar Talk with Todd here at toddbeebemusic. Thank you guys so very much for checking in and joining me today. You know I appreciate it. Love each and every one of you guys that tune in. Please hit that subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. You guys help me out. Get my subscribers up. I really appreciate it. We always have all things guitar going on here. Artist interviews, product reviews, lessons, and guitar reviews, which is what we have today. A private owner brought this in for me to do a setup on. My friend Randy, a special thanks to him for lending me this today to do a review on. This is the Johnny Cash Martin DX series. Want to really talk about this guitar because I've been hosting jam night here in the suburbs of Chicago, open mic night, I should say, and Randy's come out a couple of times, and few people have brought these model of guitars, the X series from Martin, and this is obviously the Johnny Cash model, and Randy's been using this at the shows, and they're just incredible. So I want to kind of go into some history of this and just Martin guitars in general. I remember when I was a kid, you know, everybody wanted a Martin. I still love Martins. Scroll through my channel here, we already have, you know, several reviews we've done on D28s, D16, and we have a lot more coming up. We love our Martin guitars around here. But back when I was a kid, you would go in the guitar shops and look at them on the wall, and you know, if you didn't have at least $1,000 in your pocket, maybe at that time you could find something used for $800-900, but that was even pushing it. I mean, to get a D28, it wasn't happening, or to get anything with the Martin name on it. So, you know, several years went by until I could actually afford one. Well, times have changed. Martin, 1989, I believe, they opened up a plant in Mexico, and originally they started just doing you know, electronics and strings down there. And then I believe it was in the mid-90s, they did a run of the Martin Backpacker guitars. Backpacker was like the first travel type of guitar. Martin still makes that. It's been very successful for them. It's a great guitar. It's just like a long stick, and you can take it with you easy to travel. So they originally first started making those at the Mexico plant, and the quality was just through the roof. Every guitar magazine, everybody that reviewed them was like, wow, these are... So CF Martin and Company, who are... the main plant is located in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. They gave the approval to go ahead and start making other guitars. Martin came out with the X series, which are all made in Mexico now, and this is part of it. And you know, it just took off. It's definitely their more affordable line, because anything that's made in the USA plant in Nazareth, Pennsylvania is going to cost you quite a bit. And I love that stuff. Like I said, we've reviewed it on here. I'm a huge Martin guy. Usually when you come out to any of my shows, you'll see me playing a Martin. But like I said, I would have killed to have gotten one of these when I was a kid, and they didn't make anything with the Martin name on it that was affordable. So let's talk about this model in particular and Johnny Cash. In the early 70s, Martin made a D35 black Martin for Johnny Cash. The rumor is that CF Martin didn't even know that it was going to be black, because he didn't want a black Martin, but Cash, of course, wanted black. And supposedly the rumor is that the first time CF Martin ever saw it was when Cash was playing it out, and then he was like, oh, okay, I guess it does look pretty good, and that was pretty successful. And to this day, you could still get from the Nazareth, Pennsylvania plant, the Martin Johnny Cash D35. These are both on Sweetwater right now. This is being recorded in 2023, And as of right now, this model is $649. And I know the D35 from the Nazareth, Pennsylvania plant is $5,299. So quite a price difference there. Now, is there a difference in the woods? Absolutely. The D35 from Nazareth is using rosewood on stuff, ebony, fingerboard, Sitka spruce, tone woods, as they're known in the guitar world. And, so that's hence being made in the USA plant as well. That's why you get the high price tag. But, this is, a lot of your purists are, oh, that's not a real guitar, and that's not a, I beg to differ, which is why I'm doing this review today, because, like I said, my friend, private owner, Randy, who has been bringing this out to our open mic nights here in Chicago, this just sounds, I knocked it a little odd too. This just sounds fantastic. Martin first issued these in 2019, so they've been out about 4 years now, and I know they've been very, very popular. Johnny Cash fans want these, and just anybody that's looking for a great guitar, bang for the buck, that plays great, sounds great, and has the Martin name on it. But they started making these originally in 2019. What this is high pressure laminate woods that are, here for the body and the sides. This is actually birch. We're going to get some close-ups of it in the case. High pressure laminate birch on the back. And what that really means is like it's strips of wood, dozens of them, and they're all high pressured. It's a real, fine art, if you will, compressed into one solid piece, which is what they get out of this neck. And then they kind of do the same thing here with the body and the top. And then, of course, you got the black finish put on over here on the top. And then they kind of like stained this a grayish on the back for the neck, which just looks awesome in the back of the headstock as well. So purists are going to say, all those aren't real tone woods. It's not Sitka spruce and all that, but the price tag reflects that as well. And at the end of the day, it's the tone and the playability. And that's why I wanted to do a review on this guitar. If you're looking for something bang for the buck that has the Martin name on it, has a great tone, great playability, maybe you own one of the Johnny Cash D35s or even just the D28, a higher end, guitar from Martin in the Nazareth, Pennsylvania plant that, nothing is cheap coming out of there now. So if you have a guitar you've paid thousands of dollars for, or even over $1,000, you might think of picking one of these up, because this is well under $1,000. Like I said, $649 plus whatever your tax, and that would be, so you're still well under $1,000 for this right now. And it's kind of just a nice take around, sounds great, plays great, and it's got that Martin quality to it. Like I said, that's why the Mexico plant took off, because everything they've ever put out there is fantastic. Several of my students have the Mexico-made Martins, and I've never played one where I'm like, oh, wow. I mean, they're just right out of the box. Great playing guitars. I can't say enough about them. Richlite for the fingerboard. That's controversial, too. If you're not familiar with Richlite, look it up. It's actually used in, like, countertops in kitchens and stuff, which, again, the good old purists will say, well, I don't want a countertop on my guitar. But, here's the deal. The world has pretty much almost stripped all of the tone woods out of, we've gotten a lot better about that as a human race. We're starting to replant trees and all that as we cut them down, but we have a long way to go. And even when you replant a tree, it's not just ready by next year. You have to wait for that. So it takes some time for it to grow. So ultimately, we're going to be, we already are forced, and it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse with time. We're forced to come up with alternative materials for guitars. And Gibson was using Richlite on their fingerboards, on their Les Paul Customs. They were using them for, I believe, in 2011 they started using them, and they used them right up until the new ownership took over. And then that was one of the big, again, the purists where we don't want that. You know, Les Paul Custom, you got to have ebony on there. I've played several Les Pauls that have the ebony, and I'm sorry, have Richlite. Played a ton that have ebony because that's the standard, but I've played several that have the Richlite on there, and people will argue with me, but I defy anyone that didn't know. If I blindfolded you and just handed it to you and you played it by tone and feel, you would not be able to tell. You might kid yourself and say that you would, but you wouldn't. And I think it's just a thing where it's, you know, oh, mine's got to have the... like I said, we have some coming in for reviews, I know, too, with the Richlite boards, which I can't wait to do, and I've played several, and they're actually very well made, and they play fantastic. The feel is great, and it's actually a lot more durable wood than ebony is, and it stands up, and it doesn't get affected by, you know, temperature changes and stuff, so you won't, you know... your neck won't shrink and expand with the weather. You won't notice like the frets coming up over, you know, a lot of times when the humidity, it gets too dry, you might feel like the frets and stuff on the binding. You won't have any of that, you know, popping over on a Richlite fingerboard because it's not affected by humidity or lack of humidity. So that's definitely one good thing about it. None of that affects anything like it does with an ebony or rosewood fingerboard. It's not really affected by humidity or temperature or anything like that. Got the great stars on here for the fret markers. That's awesome. We have the Cash logo up here at the 18th fret. That just looks really cool. We're going to get some close-ups of this in the case in a minute. Even around the sound hole here, we've got Johnny Cash signature and pick guard on here, all black. I mean, this is just a beautiful guitar. Martin tuners sealed up here on the top. I mean, this just plays really, really well. The sound on this thing is just incredible. You know, bluesier stuff, obviously. Just obviously country stuff you would expect. I mean, this thing just rings out super, super loud. It's just unbelievable. D series, I should talk about that too. The X series is anything that you find from Martin that has this high pressure laminate woods. They do make other models besides this. This is the Johnny Cash DX, so the D stands for Dreadnought. Anytime you see a D series, or something called a D series. That's short for Dreadnought. Martin originated the Dreadnought series, named after the huge Dreadnought battleships, because before these came out, most guitars were like parlor guitars, and they were real hard to hear. Martin was the first company that put out this big, this size body that just totally rings out like a cannon, as a lot of us like to say. And so the D series always means that you have a Dreadnought. So this is the DX, because it's part of the X series. DX series Johnny Cash model, and these are just awesome. I know a few people that have bought these now, and they're just very popular. Obviously, if you love Johnny Cash, who doesn't? We all do, right? The Man in Black, what an icon. And this is just a great tribute to him, and it's you know, they have a facsimile of his signature inside the sound hole there. These were done in conjunction with his family and the Johnny Cash estate, so it's all, you know, legitimate Johnny Cash stuff here. And you get a Martin too for under $1,000 that, like I said, at the end of the day, you can put all the snobby purist stuff away about the tone woods and the, you know, that's all great if you've got, you know, 10 grand laying in the bank to go get a guitar, wonderful. But if you want something bang for the buck that you can just play on, it's a workhorse guitar, great playability, great feel, and great tone, this is just my choice right now as of 2023 for the best bang for the buck. Again, just the way it rings out. I'm just going to strum a few open chords here so you can get an idea of it. Yeah, I mean, God, I mean, it's just a cannon. Even finger style type of stuff. Yeah, awesome guitar. Powered by a 9-volt battery right here on the side that you can just pop in and out right by your output jack, so you don't have to worry about digging in the sound hole and that, where a lot of them are inside. On my Martins that I play, they're on the inside here, but a lot of those I put the pickup in on, so you don't even have to worry about this. It has the great MX pickup, which I should mention, from Fishman. And again, Randy, my friend, the private owner who brought this in today, We've had this plugged in at every open mic we've been doing, running it through the PA, and I don't know how many people just say, "What guitar is that? Oh my God!" And it says it says Cash on the fretboard. Are you kidding me? I mean, everybody loves this guitar. Like the sound, the looks. I mean, come on, you can't go wrong. Under $1,000, give me a break. This is a no-brainer. But anyway, let's get some close-ups and look at this in the case like we always do. Check it out. Here we go. Okay, so here is the case for the Johnny Cash Martin DX series. These do not come with this case. Let me state that right away. These come with a gig bag that's really cool. I'm going to throw a picture up of that. So if you pick one of these up anytime soon, they do come with a gig bag. Because again, it's billed as more of a, carry around, travel around with guitar under $1,000, bang for the buck. The private owner got this D-Series case, which works just fine, and it's a great idea if you want a little bit more protection than you're going to get from the gig bag. Go ahead and just get a plain, D-Series, Dreadnought series case like this, and there she is. She fits right in here beautifully. All right, so looking at that full on, it's just awesome. You can never go wrong with black. Like we said, we got this high pressure laminate material here that Martin uses, and you just can't go wrong with this. I should have mentioned earlier too, and I'm going to mention it now. Richlite is actually what the bridge wood is made of, and Richlite is actually what the neck is made out of. I know we were talking about that earlier a little bit too, but so is the bridge on these is made out of Richlite. Like I said, Richlite is a material that they use on countertops. So it's really weird if you get right in there and look at it. You can see there's no like really wood grain like you would normally have. It's just kind of like a flat black, which actually works perfectly with this guitar because everything on here is flat black. But I know we said that earlier about could you tell if I blindfolded you. I still believe you could not. If you look at it, yeah, you could tell because ebony would have like, you'd see like the lines in here and you could tell it was wood grain, whereas you could see this has like no lines and no wood grain at all because it's a composite material. But like I said, it's actually way more durable and way more sustainable and just a harder material than ebony is. But again, your purists will frown on it sometimes because it's not a traditional tone wood. But anyway, I beg to differ. I don't have any problem with Richlite. I think it's fine, but comment below. Let me know what you guys think. All right, but let's get some close-ups of some of the other stuff in here. Down there in the sound hole, you can see that. That just looks awesome. The Martin DX Johnny Cash there with the facsimile of Johnny's autograph. That just looks great. And as you can see, it says there on the bottom, Nazareth, Pennsylvania, made in Mexico. And that's why these are so affordable. And just the Mexican plant has just been putting out great stuff for several years now. I got the beautiful logo here with Johnny's signature again going around the sound hole. That just looks awesome. Black pickguard, that flat black finish. Again, you just can't go wrong with. We already were talking about this. We got the Richlite bridge here. Traditional, what you would expect on a D28 or any other D-series guitar. The way the bridge is set up and all that, that's exactly what you would expect. That awesome Cash logo there on the 18th fret. I mean, come on, that's just awesome. That's become universally known. Everyone knows what that means when you see that. And the cool stars here for the fretboard markers going up that fretboard with the Richlite there, and that just looks so cool with those stars on it. All the way up here to the awesome headstock with the Martin logo on there. Let's flip this over and get a look at the back. Oh, before we do that, actually, I want to talk about the nut on here. That's Corian, which again, Corian's used in everything and any guitar that's coming out, and it's been used for a long time. That's a high quality material, so no cost cutting there. Corian nut, that's something you would see on guitars that are way more expensive than this one, so that's great that Martin is using that for the nut. Okay, now let's flip her over and get a look at the back. Okay, so awesome looking back of the headstock there. Like we said, that's actually high pressure laminate birch pieces is what Martin used for that. And with strips of it just pressed together like that. And then they stained it gray. And that goes all the way down the neck like that. With the classic sealed Martin tuners. They've been using those for years. Those are like the mini tuners, they call them, because the tuners aren't quite as big as what you would have on a lot of the, you know, Bean style bigger tuners or like Grover style tuners. But again, great way to cut costs. And my D16 that I did a review on, check it out, has these exact tuners on it as well, and made by Martin, approved by Martin. Those are just quality tuners. You're never gonna have a problem with those. Like I said, going down the neck here with that high pressure laminate birch stained gray there, and then that just hits against that black back on there, which is also high pressure laminate woods that they use for that. Should mention too, it comes with that strap button on there already. A lot of times, as many of you may know, on an acoustic guitar you have nothing. You either have to drill your own strap button or do the, you know, tie up around here with something to get the strap to attach. That already comes ready to go on there, so you know you can't go wrong with that, of course. Let's get a look at the output jack here a little bit and flip this over. Okay, so there is the output jack, and like we said, there's the battery compartment there for your Fishman MX pickup, which is just awesome. That just pops right in and out real nice. You don't have to worry about digging through the sound hole like you do a lot. And then like we were talking about a minute ago with the strap button, you know, you've got this one down here, of course, so you are good and ready to go. So as far as putting a strap on there and playing it out live, you are all set. All right, let's get one more look at the front here. Okay, so back here on the front, one more thing I should talk about and zoom in on right here is that MX pickup you've got right under here. So you got your volume and your tone controls built right in, and that's just right underneath there, right under the sound hole, like a lot of, you know, pickups would on acoustic guitars as you're playing. This isn't going to bother you at all, but then it's right there to just reach up and do whatever you need to there with controlling the tone and the volume. I'm trying to focus on this. But again, from Fishman, top of the line, obviously one of the best pickup makers on the scene, and have been for quite some time. You can never go wrong with a Fishman pickup, and that's just built in, comes right in the guitar, ready to go. I mean, come on, you guys. Best bang for the buck right now in 2023. You cannot go wrong with this awesome Johnny Cash Martin guitar model DX series. Just a beautiful instrument, great bang for the buck, and great tone and feel as well. You've got to pick one of these up from Martin if you're a Johnny Cash fan, or if you're just looking for a great guitar and it is the best bang for the buck, you need to get one of these. All right, everyone, so there is the Johnny Cash Martin DX series guitar in black here. What a beautiful guitar. Best bang for the buck on the market right now. Let's take this thing for a test drive and do some slide, some slow acoustic blues stuff. We'll kind of see what we come up with here and just kind of give you an idea what this thing sounds like playing it. Phenomenal looking guitar and sounding as well. Check her out. Here we go. everyone. So once again, there it is, the Martin Johnny Cash DX model with the Fishman MX pickup in there. Electric acoustic. You can just play this sitting around the campfire, unplug, or like we are right now, or you can take this to the open mic like my friend Randy does, who owns this. Plug this baby right in and she's good to go. Comes with that pickup in there. Fishman installed. Come on, best bang for the buck right now on the market. Martin Guitars, great job. I salute you. Thanks so much to our private owner, my friend Randy, for letting me do a review on this today and setting it up. Like I said, the minute I saw him play this, and we've been hearing it at these open mic nights, I'm like, I gotta review that guitar and let more people know about it. Grab one of these if you can. They're just awesome, awesome. Bang for the buck. I know I've said that 100 times, but there's 101. It's true. So thank you so much, you guys. Please comment below. Let me know what you think. Have you played one of these Johnny Cash Martins? Have you played the higher end D35 that Martin puts out? You can still get that right now. $5,299 at Sweetwater as I'm recording this. That's a beautiful instrument too. I know I've played a couple of those. Do you want one of these? Have you tried one of these? Do you have one? What do you think of it? Let me know. Did you see Johnny Cash? Anything related to Cash or these guitars, other Martins? Please comment, you guys. I appreciate it. Please help me out and hit that subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. I appreciate that. Get my subscribers up. We always have everything going on here. Artist interviews, lessons, product reviews, guitar reviews, and all things guitar. We post content weekly, sometimes more than weekly. So please join us. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Find me on Facebook at toddbeebemusic. And we will see you guys again. Stay safe and love your dogs. Take care.